baseball. Something I don't normally do, but I was watching the Marlins versus the Mets with the New Yorker, which might very possibly be the worst possible thing to do, because they're extremely upfront about their fandom. And it was brought to my attention that Miami doesn't have great fans because of the fact that the stands were a little empty, and it bothered me a little bit, and I really got to thinking about the term fanhood and what teams really deserve the fanhood and that adoration in Miami. And I thought about every team individually, starting with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are probably the most popular team in Miami, just because they've been around the longest, they sell out, there's less games. But do they really deserve the fans? Yes, I guess they try to bring in fans. They've brought in quarterbacks that somewhat do the job for the most part. But if you really think about it, they brought in Jay Cutler, who was not a fan favorite. They have drafted players that are not what the fans wanted. The fans have wanted quarterbacks for years, and what did they take in the first round? They usually take an offensive lineman that is not the quote-unquote sexy pick. But again, every year they're raising ticket prices. They're doing things to ostracize fans and to push them away. But in comparison to the Marlins, anybody's pretty good. When I thought about the Marlins, it hurt because we just sold a team. You would think somebody that's in a new city, a new fan base, they just bought the team. What are they going to do? They're going to, keep the fans close, keep the players. And what did they do? They did the complete opposite. First thing they did is they sold their only superstar up to the Yankees, which just so happens to be the team of the new owner. That's like McDonald's selling the recipe to the Big Mac. It's just something you don't do. You don't want to take away that talent that you've got, especially if it's somebody like Stanton that's young. Yes, his contract is extremely backloaded. I understand completely. But he's a superstar in a town that loves the stars. We love the stars. That's why most of our owners are like Pitbull and J-Lo. But I really wanted to get into the Heat because that's the organization that I've always felt deserves it. They have had Pat Riley there for my whole life, it feels like, and he's done things to keep the organization and the fans engaged and to keep them loved. We brought Dwayne Wade here. Yes, we had a hiccup where he left, but he came back home. We traded for him to keep him here. We've lowered ticket prices. We're actually, the Heat, in terms of winning and ticket prices, is the best bang for your buck. A lot of people don't know that. The average Heat ticket is $70, $76.50. When you compare that to other teams, even ones that aren't winning, like the Lakers, for instance. The Lakers, they're not making the playoffs this year. Their average ticket is $132. When you think about that, why should we not support the Heat? The Heat are still, in terms of attendance, not even close to other teams. But every year they go above and beyond to prove to us that we should be supporting them. I mean, Mickey Harrison knows that he doesn't know basketball, so he stayed completely out of the organization's way, which is really the best thing that any owner could do. The last thing you want is somebody like Mark Cuban. I don't know why I got that one. Mark Cuban, who is constantly in the way. The guy's an amazing businessman, but at the end of the day, let the basketball people do basketball work. And that's really what I want to kind of address. And I wanted to also talk about UM because that one's close, near and dear to my heart. I ended up even going there for a certificate just to say that I'm a graduate of the University of Miami. UM, ups and downs, it's a different ballgame. The fans are still very loyal. Unfortunately, it's different because in college, every year people leave. It's a tough game, especially when the kids from Miami are now going to schools like Alabama and to Georgia, because they know it's a farm system just to go to the NFL. But I feel like we need to support our teams, and the ones that especially are going out of their way to prove to us, the fans, and to the city of Miami that they deserve our support. Because at the end of the day, it sucks when you're sitting next to somebody that's from another city and the first thing they tell you is, you guys are horrible fans. You guys aren't cheering for your teams. You're not supporting the teams that are here. First off, not all teams deserve to be supported, but it doesn't matter. It still hurts because this is our city. This is my city. This is the city I grew up in. And at the end of the day, I want to see as much as possible our teams be supported. So thank you very much, guys.